the first video we made together was about the Antarctic service and how clean was being used to train Antarctic field teams before they went out, and how you were telling me how it had really helped in retention of field team members because they were feeling better about their experience out in the field. Now, you're not working full time there anymore, but what happened next? Because it's ages ago that we made that recording. What happened next?
Yeah, so there's been a little bit of further training since then, not a lot. Um, some of the team members have changed around, as happens each year anyway. Um, but I guess to answer your question, I can reflect on some of the stories and observations that I've heard and seen since. So, for example, there's someone from Canada that's gone back to Canada, and they recently said that they're still using the metaphors that they explored and developed when they were working. This is probably in the order of maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago, and they're still finding them incredibly valuable and useful in the work that they're doing now. There's someone that's still working in the program that developed a metaphor for high performance for themselves. And following the training, they converted that to a hand-drawn image that they put on their wall that nobody else understands what it's for, but they do. And they know that when they look at that and it helps them activate that state of high performance that they need. And recently had someone leave the team, and they reflected that what they'd learned through working with that team had kind of transformed their appreciation of how valuable it is to be able to ask useful questions of other people. And if I watch some of the things that happen on every day or in a day-to-day situation, you can hear the language even though people don't realize they're using it. So questions like, is there anything else about that, comes up quite frequently. Questions like, what kind of? I haven't heard what would you like to have happen come up much recently. However, it has shifted a lot of people to be asking questions about outcome, to either be able to communicate about their own outcome or to be able to ask other people about theirs and help move people, particularly if you think about the problem remedy outcome process, being able to move people from problem and remedy out of there into considering their outcome instead. And I even now I hear some people use the word but and then stop themselves and then say and.
But
And you can tell that they're almost having some dialogue with themselves, saying, no, that's not helpful. Say
and are new teams still being trained in any of this stuff?
uh, a little bit from time to time, but not anything like it was in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so if anybody is using it, they're either picking it up from those around them, or I do know that there's a couple of people that have become quite interested in coaching others, and they will deliberately use these processes in supporting some of their colleagues. What is different now is people are really quite open to communicating or considering what they're working with through using metaphor. I remember in the first year or so, there was a couple of people who are very clever, and there's quite a bit of pushback around to considering communicating with metaphor. And at some point, another metaphor, the penny dropped, and now they use metaphor quite a bit, sometimes with a lot of humor, but often in a way that's effective anyway. So it's not the processes are not something that are being deliberately trained as heavily as they used to be. However, the skills are there and they're percolating.